Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Chalakya Chakshurunmilitanena Yena Shri Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतारुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासवादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Welcome and our obeisance to Radha Govinda deities. The third module, when we began, I was seeing like a lot of devotees were totally involved. I think that jnana, that is the knowledge, has been already imbibed so much, and they are all into devotional service. Those who have joined, welcome. And our respects and obeisance to Radha Govinda Temple, Mangalore, ISKCON, Radha Govinda deities. We move on to the 16th chapter today. So 16th chapter is more on, we saw all those, we are into this Triguna and, like Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and we are into this mode of goodness, passion. So when we are into all these three, what is it that we need to stop? What is that we can still go ahead and, so we did little exercise in the beginning of the session. Every session we had been doing. So we did something about anger management, anger handling. How do I do it? And if I get angry, where do I land? And what is the cause? What is the physiology? What is the practical aspects? And why do we get angry? So when I get angry, what is it? Finally, we also got the reply from Krishna. And when we moved ahead, that, when you are into devotional service, automatically you will see only Krishna and all the living entities and your detachment. So yesterday what we saw was that, the tree, the desire is the stopping us. So the tree that we saw. But today, in the series of this mind control, we have one more, what is it, why should I control the senses? What will happen? Any one sense also can, make us fall down. We can just fall down because of one sense which we just try to satisfy. What is that? So any one can sense can destroy us. It can destroy us. It's a very strong word. Okay. So yesterday we found this desire tree. So in this itself, you will see that, these sense objects, whatever sense objects, we are getting entangled. And, just to gratify all those senses. And in between, what you see, we cannot approach Krishna because of that desire. Okay. So how one senses get destroyed, you can see. You get caught into this and you're done. So sense gratification is risky. So if you are pulled to gratify your senses, today nobody is seeing. No one is seeing. So let me keep watching. Let me be on my own. Let it go. I just watch TV. I'm not saying watching TV or, playing or getting involved into the clubs and parties and all that. As youth, when you are pulled by the peer, you know what to decide. You have the choice to decide. Which is to be, what is that which is going to make me fall down. So the elephant running after sense gratification, that is what is the image you're seeing, gets trapped by the hunter. So once you try to get into that sense gratification, somewhere your senses are pulled, what happens? You will think that that is the enjoyment, although it is temporary, although knowing that it is all perishable. It is not going to help us every minute. See, what is Parikshit said? You have 7 days. All the demigods came and said, okay, we will give you the nectar and you will be always, you will have this, immortal you will become. But let Bhagavatam be told to us, and you get this. He said, no, Bhagavatam on one side. So 7 days he knew, but all of us have to think, I have just 5. I mean, this particular moment, that's all. What best I can do. I cannot be just allowing my senses to getting that gratified. What is happening? Because we cannot achieve that goal. Ultimate goal is liberation. So yesterday somebody was asking, how is it liberation possible? I said, you are already into this. So liberation is possible, but I'm not aiming for liberation. I'm aiming for devotional service. Totally in Krishna consciousness. Krishna is in the center. So do and everything that you're able to do the best. So automatically the inner purification will make you to get that energy and that sense. Gratification will be the last part, which will be like only detachment, attachment to Krishna. So this 2 mantras, if you have, and automatically you will go for chanting the Mahamantra. Chanting Mahamantra, which is going to lead you to naturally, more you do internal purification. The internal purification will keep all the external impurities away from you. That is, you will not get entangled. Your entanglement can be detached only by cutting the tree. How do we cut the tree? Detachment. So all these things we had been seeing from the day one, but somehow reinforcement. Arjuna is asking these questions on our behalf, and we have been getting all these answers. And 10 minutes every day, what we see that, we also saw self-awareness, self-confidence, effective communication, problem solving, decision making. How do I stop everything? And then, so somewhere I need that moral strength. And how do I get that moral strength? Where do I get it from? Only from Krishna. If I know who is the absolute truth, if I know that he has all the opulences, and then he is the one, we are just a spark, we are just the fragment. Once I have this knowledge, I will not be going behind. And I'm sure you all will not be, because these are only for those who are not there in this, those who are not in this journey. That means once you have joined Bhagavad Gita, that itself shows that, you don't want to run behind sense gratification, but you are running behind what is to be achieved, the final ultimate goal. So you're very clear about it. That's the reason you're in this journey. Okay. But it is just for us to make ourselves always aware of it, so that we don't fall down. We are all fallible. He is the only infallible person. So how do I just get, so am I a inquisitive person, or am I a jnani, or am I just praying for desire, for, distress? So all these things also, we need to keep checking ourselves. Okay. So this is the entanglement. How we once, slowly and gradually. Okay. Today is a very blunt thing what Prabhupada has said, that blunt thing in the sense Bhagavad Gita, the essence that we have said. What is it that is not correct? That is what is it that is not correct, that you see all over, everywhere, pubs and pubs and pubs. So what is it? You get the, here the camel is, it doesn't have anything else, no, all the cactus. So that is how we are going to be. So these regulative principles of freedom is what we are going to see today. Intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, pride. These 4 will make one fall down 100%, with all convictions. So you think you are free, you are flying high, but see where you will be falling. These images clearly shows. So those 4 regulations are purity of action. Purity of action can come only when you have purity in your mind, in your thought, in your feeling. So that action is from the subconscious mind, your beliefs and faith, and that conviction that you have. Okay, so then purity of mind. So when you have that purity of mind, you will accept everything as it is. And always remember that Chitraketu story yesterday. Always remember that you are the soul. You came alone. You're going to go alone. Nothing you're going to take. So once this knowledge is there, I mean, everything, cause is only Krishna. He is the cause. He is everything. He's a proprietor. He's a knower. He's the enjoyer. I am nothing. So then automatically there is peace of mind. That you will be also in the Ananda Nilaya, happiness. So today, that the essence of what we have been doing is mind control. And do we control? Do we handle? There is one thing these days, which all the UN organizations and World Health Organization says, like, there is something called spiritual well-being. Also, spiritual quotient that we were talking. That is the thing which is like, I think 3-4 days back also we talked about quantum physics. Everyone knows there is something, but we know it's Krishna, it's absolute truth, and he's the one who spoke. He himself said, look, you surrender, I am there. Okay, Mamekam Charanam Rajaham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha, don't fear, don't get scared. I am there with you. But that faith we all need to have, that trust we need to have. So today's chapter 16th is Daiva Asura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. Daiva Asura. So the name itself, Daiva and Asura, demonic, and then the one which is Asura Bhava. So Daiva Bhava is all, it's like Sura and Asura. The name itself is, we have understood that there is something, virtues and vices. Okay, something good or something bad. And I need to check, I need to understand where am I, in which category I am. So please do a check. Always, reflect to your, introspect to your own self, and then whatever you think is right, is right, is right. We need to be very composed, that equipoised, whether it is pain or grief. It is Pandavas who had the maximum trouble, although Krishna was with. So everybody has to go through that. And Krishna himself, when we compare Rama and Krishna, think about it. He came alone, he went alone, he was born in the jail, and he was, within few hours, he was transferred to another place. And from there, he moved to that different place. And whenever he wanted to help, he came, and then he went to Dwaraka, and there also so much of, so every trouble he went through. Okay, so chapter 15 described the banyan tree. You all know the modes of material nature nourish both the upper and auspicious and divine branches of the tree and the lower demonic branches. So that's the continuation in the 16th chapter. Krishna first explains the divine qualities that elevate one on the tree and lead ultimately to liberation. He then explains in detail the demonic qualities and the mentality which drives one lower and lower on the tree and ultimately to hell. He also explains the advantages and disadvantages of these qualities. There is a saying, once the first time when you do a wrong thing, you get very, very scared, you're very shaken. But once it becomes a habit, how? By peer pressure, somebody influencing, then you feel, oh, that's okay. That's okay to tell a lie. That's okay to, have a peg. That's okay. So that is where we need to understand. We need to have not falling into the sense gratification and trying to discipline ourselves. Okay. So Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhar Jnana Yoga Vyastitihi Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyaya Stapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodat Styaga Shantir Rapaishunam Daya Bhuteshvaloluptam Mardham Hrira Chapalam Tedat Kshama Dhritit Shauchamadrohanati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhichatasya Bharata. All the qualities have just come. Okay, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, what is it? Fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation. We will go in detail about all this in, we'll have the explanation also. purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger. We had been working on all this, right? Renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding. Fault finding is the worst thing. He did, I never did, and he was the one who was. So compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. 1 to 3 shlokas in the 16th chapter talks about all these virtues. Okay, so this is the quality of divine nature. We all need to find out how many of them out of 20, how many of them I have, how many of them I'm working on, how many of them I don't have, I have to work on. So 3 categories. And in all these 3 categories, make it as a 1.5 scale. Where do I stand? Where am I in 1.5 scale? Am I for 3 or 2? Self-control. It's very, very difficult. Believe it. I keep doing this. Self-control, then simplicity, non-violence. Non-violence is not only, I explained before also, even thinking, acha hua, it's a good thing. He had been always, even that is violence. Thinking negatively about somebody, thinking or, keep blessing. At that moment when you get angry, how do we control? We said that ABC model and all yesterday. Okay. So now in every Varna ashrama, so there are two things. One is, all those 4 ashramas, when we talk about, under that, what is that which is need to be done is what we have to understand. One is fearlessness, abhayam. Okay, that needs to be followed by sannyasa ashram. Sannyasis have to follow that. Complete dependence, totally dependence on Krishna mercy. Today I get food, I don't get food. Today I'm able to sleep, I'm not able to sleep. But they are totally abhayam. Has to be alone without guarantee of support. Convinced that Paramatma will give all protection to surrendered soul. That sort of a high level, elevated person. So purification of one's existence, that is sattva samshuddhav, sannyasis have to have, strictly following rules and regulations, especially forbidden intimate association with women. Example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu punished Chota Haridas, it seems like, So if you see the acharyas in any parampara, we are supposed to be very, very far away and talk with the. Today we are all having masks because of COVID and all that. But at that time also, we have to close the mouth and cannot look into the eyes and talk. There's so many restrictions, rules and regulations, and that sannyasis will follow. Cultivation of knowledge, jnana yoga, vyavastitho, sannyasashrama. Duty of sannyasi must cultivate and give transcendental knowledge to grahastha ashramas. Okay, humility, begs from door to awaken Krishna consciousness for others. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur, all of them, they made sure that Gaudiya ashramas, mainly they had all this Advaita people, the leaders, to go and chant and find out, and they will beg door to door. They will not, make anything lavishly. So charity, dhanam, that is grahastha ashrama, dhanam, they have to give charity given in the mode of goodness, spend time, place and person, right time. So spend 50% of your income to propagate Krishna consciousness. Charity in passion and ignorance is a waste of time. Okay, self-control, damaha, all ashramas, whether it is brahmachari, 100%, grahastha ashrama for Krishna consciousness, for having children, for properly that with Vedic rituals, that mantras, that marriage is performed, and then so everybody has to have self-control. When and what is very important. Especially sex life should be used only for propagating Krishna conscious children. So many household I've seen, like, people, those who are pregnant will have, they will go and listen to all those pravachan, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. So and we know Abhimanyu, we know, all of them, how they came into this. Okay, so sacrifice, yajna, that is grahasthashram, requires material resources, Agnihotra yajna. Therefore, especially for grahasthas, Sankirtana yajna is the best. We cannot procure so much now, where you get the wood and then so much of ghee every day that you have. The best is Kali Yuga. They all say Kali dosha, Kali dosha, Kali is bad. But Kali, it is so simple, it is so easy that you do Sankirtana, you do chanting, finished. So that is the other one, yajna and all, is most expensive. So here anyone can do, no qualification is required, highest benefit. Then Vedic study, Swadhyaya, Brahmachari have to do. So recommendation for Brahmacharis is celibacy and engagement in of the mind in the study of Vedic literatures. Austerity is tapas, all, especially Vanaprastha. 25 years as Brahmacharya, 50 years Grahasthashrama, then above 50, then Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha. So we don't have to go to the one forest, but you can be at home, detachment, attachment, detachment, attachment, do all the duties, keep doing everything, but detach. So human life and therefore Vedic culture is meant for liberation. For that, tapasya is a must. One must retire after household life, approximately 50 years of age. Austerity can be of body, mind, and tongue. So that purification keeps on happening. Show Bottle Spiritualist, who says that there is no need for austerity in life and one can go on speculating. Such philosophy attracts many followers. People say you don't have to do virtues, you don't have to be doing all the rituals. That is not right. That is not the right way. One has to have that Vedic rituals and rites and everything, because we are not into that high level, already elevated. No, we are still following. We are just going. We are in the ABC level only. So simplicity, arjavam, simple and straightforward. Okay. Non-violence, I told you, non-violence implies not taking progressive life of any living entity. Truthfulness. So all has to follow this, not distort the truth from some personal interest, especially the Vedic instructions. People do misinterpret, and the way they want, they make it sound so much that it is all right. I mean, it is not written as per the Vedic instruction, but still they will just make sure that it is manipulated the way they want. Okay, that is very, very wrong. Basically misinterpreting Bhagavad Gita commentaries. Process of understanding Vedas, one must hear from a bona fide acharya. There has to be a bona fide acharya. It has to come from the parampara. So freedom from anger. We saw that anger, krodha. Yesterday also we worked on this. Even if there is provocation, one should be tolerant. Anger pollutes the whole body. It pollutes the whole body. The one who gets angry will only have problems. The other person will not even know why that person. But then even that hurting is the violence. Anger is the product of passion and lust. It is nowhere the mode of goodness. It is the mode of passion, right? It is mode of, that is, it is rajas and it is tamas. If we are to follow the mode of goodness, that is the sattva guna, the anger has to be, first thing has to be just cut. And how do we manage that ABC, that control all that you have seen? Renunciation, tyaga, using things properly in Krishna's service. Everything, 50% I keep for myself, and what else I do. So how much I do, how do I do, all that we need to plan. Tranquility, that is Shantir, unaffected by disturbing emotions, peaceful, equipoised. Whether it is hate, did anybody give me honor? Did they respect? Did they talk? Did they recognize? Did they say thank you? No, not necessary. You are all above than that. Compassion for all living entities, daya, that is gives spiritual knowledge. Prasadam, books, holy name. You all, I think many of you were doing this service. I came to know maybe on Sunday or so. So freedom from covetousness, that is aloluptam. Alolaptvam, having a craving for possession, greedy, charity and renunciation. Gentleness, mardavam, that is friendliness to all living entities. Modesty, hrir, do not perform abominable actions and be very modest. Okay, so study determination, achapalam. Chapala buddhi, we all say that, here and there, dualism, we do. Well, I have that, somewhere that attraction towards certain things, and then, whether it is eating or whether it is seeing anything, any sense gratification. So not agitated or frustrated in his efforts, regardless of failure. Progress with patience and determination. Vigor is Teja, Kshatriya. Able to give protection to those who need it. Not post, not violent, but use violence when needed. All these 20 qualities, all of us have to have, but let us just put a tick and find out where we are in 1.5 scale. Okay. And aversion to fault finding. That is also the biggest thing. To call a thief is okay, but no unnecessary fault finding or correction. We don't have to go and correct. Okay. Forgiveness, kshama, we all need to have. Forgive minor offenses of others. When one is able to curb down his enemies, he may, under certain conditions, show forgiveness. Fortitude, dhrit, that is mental and emotional strength when facing difficult situations. Cleanliness is shaucham, internal mind and heart, external body and dealing with others. No gambling. Freedom from envy, that is not resentful of another. Freedom from passion for honor, nati manita, that is must respect others. One should not be puffed up with unnecessary prestige and honor, but remain in one's own status. So we have seen all 26 qualities, and all of us have to have. It is not just for that varna at this ashrama, but all of us. Okay. So the divine qualities. Now, when you see brahmachari, we have seen Vedic study and celibacy. We have seen grahastha, charity, self-control, and sacrifice. Vanaprastha, austerity. You are seeing, doing the prescribed duties. Sannyasa. We are seeing Prabhupada here, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, no association with women, avoidance of wealth, cultivation of knowledge. Just because my guru has said I have to go to the West and I have to translate and teach, and then make sure that everybody comes into 70 books he has translated, 108 temples, so many followers world over. How could he influence? Just because I need to follow my guru, what he has said. So he had the patience and waited for 30 years. That is the quality that we have to, is a bona fide gurus, acharyas, follow what has been told in the parampara. They don't do it on their own. So the fourth shloka says, Dambho darpo vimanascha krodha parushyameva ajnanam cha abhijatasya partha sampadamasurim. Arrogance, pride, anger. What we were seeing till now was all divine qualities, what Krishna loves and what we have. Many of us have a lot of, that is how we are here. Okay, but now what we will see, the fourth shloka onwards, it is all asura guna, arrogance, pride, anger, conceit, harshness, ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demonic nature. Look at the elephant. Dambam, pride. The Daivi sampadhi mokshaya nibandhaya surimata mashucha sampadam daivim abhijatosi pandava. The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation. Srijita Mataji, you can read.
Okay, Mataji. The transcendental.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demonic qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities.
So you are seeing in the image, there are people who don't follow and who think that they are but here on your, those who are in distress, those who are desiring, they are also worshipping. Okay. Sixth one is pravrittim. No. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asura eva cha Daivo vistarasha prokta asuram parthame shruno.
O son of Partha, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called the divine and the other demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demoniac.
Yes, demoniac. Asura guna. Okay, the images itself shows who is into asura. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidarasuraha na shaucham napi chacharo na satyam teshu vidyate.
Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them.
Yeah. Asatyam asatyam te jagadahuranishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kama haitukam.
They say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust.
So there are people, that is the proud atheist, and you know in 18th chapter, 68th shloka, Krishna will say you don't have to go and explain it to them. Not necessary. If they don't believe, they don't believe. They are atheist, and they think that it is all unreal, and it is all, it's all the chemical reactions, and it is all there is no God, but then it is produced by sex desire. Let it go. We don't have to worry about them. That is how Krishna says you don't have to bother about them. Etam drishtimavashtabhya nashtatmanolpabuddhayah prabhavantyugra karmana chayaya jagato hitaha.
Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world.
You see that, you are seeing what is happening. They try to think that they are above the nature and cannot play with nature. So who have no intelligence, but then they are unbeneficial. They are engaged in the unbeneficial, horrible work, which will destroy the world. We are seeing around us already. Yes, the 10th shloka. Kamamashritya dushpuram dambhamanamadhanvitaha moha grihitvat sadgrahan pravartante shuchitvrataha.
The demoniac, taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent.
Yes. Chintamah parimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha kamopabhoga paramayeta vaditi nishchitaha asha pasha shatairvaddhaha kama krodha parayanaha irhante kama bhogartha manya yenartha sanchayan.
They believe that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, there is no end to their anxiety. Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, by lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification.
I don't have to explain about this. The images itself shows, and we don't have to see the images. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, we are seeing all this around us. So imagine, and these are all demonic nature. So illicit relationship, gambling, meat eating, intoxication, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in that story, what we will be seeing is like, why are you killing the cow? Cow is your mother, and it gives the milk, and what calf needs, it's only that much, and the rest it gives to the whole humanity. And can you kill a mother? So you cannot, one cannot understand the demonic feature that is set inside them unless and until they have the knowledge, and somewhere, somebody has to give that knowledge, and it is right now impossible to give that knowledge to any atheist. Okay, they are all demonic. So the demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more and more. He's my enemy. and I have killed him. My other enemy will also be killed. I'm the lord of everything. I'm the enjoyer. I'm perfect, powerful, happy. I'm the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. What is the use? What is the use? There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices and all dhambam, all pride, that's to show off. I shall give some charity and thus I shall rejoice. So such persons are deluded by ignorance. So we see this Ravana and Kamsa and Hiranyakashipu, we see around us. We don't have to go back to those. I think we all know these stories, but such demonic people we see around us right now. And I'm sorry, am I sounding so pessimistic about it? But this, we need not have that explanation of vices that's happening around us. That's the reason I'm trying to tell you that it is around us. We don't have to go into that detail of all this. We see a lot of Kamsas, we see a lot of Ravana around us, right? अनेक चित्त विभ्रांता मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च.
Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, one becomes too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and falls down into hell.
Yes, various anxieties, those who are in Rajogun will always try to accumulate. What is happening? Then they are bound by all these network of illusions. Then very strongly attached. My enjoyment, sense enjoyment is like, I need to enjoy. I need to be so selfish. I need to just take care of myself. They will fall down. अहंकारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं च संश्रिताः मामात्मपरदेहेषु प्रद्विषन्तोऽभ्यसूयकाः.
Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and in the bodies of others, and blasphemes against the real religion.
Yes, who is this? Anyone?
Ma'am, Shishupal.
Yes, Shishupal. Why is he been? Why Krishna sends a chakra either? Why is he
Ma'am,
killed?
Krishna waited for 100 abuses, and after the 100th abuse, he sent his chakra because Shishupal was getting very proud of himself.
And he was envious of Krishna. So he was told, and he is his cousin only. He promised his aunt that, I'll wait for that. And if he still goes on, then 100. So he waited and then he's been. So, but then you know what? He reaches, he always thinks of Krishna. Shishupal was always criticizing Krishna. Shakuni was always criticizing Krishna. He was always scared, I hope Krishna doesn't come. I hope Krishna doesn't come. They were thinking about Krishna only. So, Tanaham Dushatakkuran Samsareshu Naradhaman Kshipamya Jasramashubhana Surishveva Yonishu.
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life.
Yes, they are, they are envious, they are mischievous. So they are the lowest among men. What happens? They are into the ocean of material existence. Then they are into the animal kingdom, that is demonic species. They are not as a human being, because even when they had the knowledge, they were in the mode of ignorance. When one is in the mode of ignorance, then automatically in the next birth, they are pulled down. They are into different species, which has got demonic nature into them. Asurim yonimapanna moodha janma nijanmani mama prapyaiva kaunteya tato yantyadhamam katim.
Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
It's very scary, very, very scary. So repeated birth among the species, then, gradually sink and they are done. They can never rise up. Trividham narakas yedam dwaram नाशनमात्मनः कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभस्तम्भामादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्.
There are three gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul.
The image here clearly, this, it shows, and every day in the newspaper and in the news, in your TV channel, you see all this. So where does it lead to? It leads to the degradation of the soul. The body does, because they are into this lust, anger, and greed. Three gateway for the hell. एतैर्विमुक्त कौन्तेय तमोद्वारे स्त्रिभिर्नरः आचारत्यात्मनः श्रेयस्ततो याति परां गतिम्.
The man who has escaped these three gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination.
So how is that possible? It's beautifully given in this picture, like acceptance of spiritual master, study of the Veda, austerity, sense control, and then spiritual knowledge. I'm sure you're all into this. We really don't have to get perturbed, because at least in the nursery level, LKG level, we began, and we are in this. We are all in this. So early morning, when as a devotee we are here, that itself shows that, somewhere or other you are interested for this liberation. You are interested for this final goal. And back to the Godhead, back to Krishna. He's waiting. He knows that even small mistakes, we saw that Ajamila story, whatever, we have been continuously doing, we have to make sure that we have the full faith and follow that. So that he performs acts conducive to self-realization. This is what is self-realization. Sit and introspect and think, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? Am I getting just fulfilled all my sense gratification? Do I think that this is my permanent residence? No, this is not. This body is just, it's a temporary, it's like as if we are wearing the clothes and changing the clothes. That is how it is. But final destination is what we all need to remember and do for that. Okay, even if we don't attain, but then we cannot leave the devotional service. We need to have that faith. 100% total Mahavishwasam. I know Krishna is here as an Antaryami watching me, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm thinking, whatever my feelings are. So he is helping me. That is what, and that can happen. Jadabharata, unfortunately, he was in the stage where all Navavidha Bhakti, if you really see, Ambarisha had been doing all this Navavidha Bhakti. That's why Durvasa Muni could not do anything. The same way, Jadabharata, final, he had the faith, he had that everything, pure devotion. But the final Prema Bhakti, somebody has to be there to, if you get, like he was just looking into the deer and, was born as a deer. But somebody would have been there, made sure that brought him back. That is where we need to have this, one spiritual master. Okay. शास्त्र विधिमुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति न सुखं न परां गतिम्.
But he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection, nor happiness, nor the supreme destination.
So, it's all temporary enjoyment. People don't understand that. They don't follow the scriptures. If it is said shaucham, cleanliness, internal, external, we need to follow the scriptures. And that is meant for that. And that God himself has given. Then they will have their own whims and fancies. So what? So what? Let it go. It's fine. As if they have written this Vedas. So what happens to his own whims attains neither perfection, nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. We have to remember this. We need to follow strictly what is being prescribed. That's very, very important. Okay. Otherwise, Krishna, why will he have Santipani Guru? he also followed what has to be done, that is what it has to be. Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Vyavasthitau Yatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartum Viharhasi.
One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated.
So, Krishna and Balarama here and their guru, their spiritual master. So one should understand what is the duty and what is not their duty by regulations of the scriptures. So he also understood and he was trying to get the knowledge. That is for our sake, that without guru, without your master, you cannot go. Now, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Muslim Chand Kashi. This is the story where, he. So Chand Kashi, this person was like, was very strict, and he made sure that nobody chants or nobody does any bhajan, sankirtan and all. So he was a very strict person, and he preached all the citizens. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was into the sankirtana movement. Okay, so it seems Chand Kashi was the spiritual master of Nawab Hussain Shah. That is, Chand Kashi's name was somewhere. That time these Muslims were like, so they were making everybody, they will just pour water and they have to become Muslim, and they have to follow strictly. So what was happening when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers were in the playing drums, mridanga, and said, okay, we will sing. So the Srivas Pandit's house one evening, when this drum and then when this kirtana was going on, this Chand Kashi was so upset and annoyed and angry. He came and broke the drum, the mridanga. So when he broke the drum, how dare he said, and then he broke the drum. So this Sankirtana movement was all over West Bengal, and that the whole movement when it was going on, what happened when they all came and told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did, he made sure that all of them, so they all assembled, all the Vaishnavas assembled, and he said Advaita Acharya led one group, Haridas Thakur another group, Srivas Pandit another group, and they said, okay, let us all chant, the whole place will be chanted by all the Vaishnavas. So 4 Mridanga players, 16 Kartala players, and expert leader of Kirtana. So everybody started doing. Thousands of devotees, all decorated nicely with tilak and glorified with tulsi neck. So what happened? The triumphant blare of conch shells, some deep, and some high. And they purposely went near Kasi's house. Okay, the Chand Kashi's house. So Kasi looking grave, he was so scared. And then he allowed all of them to, and then he fell down on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. So people were really, speculative about it. They were asked, what happened? So the night that he broke the drum, that night he dreamt that a ferocious and fearful being with the body of a man, that is, he has seen Narasimha. And he actually, when he saw Narasimha, he possessed frightful teeth and elongated nails. And then what he did, if you stop the Sankirtan movement, I am going to peel your chest. So he scratched him, it seems. The Kasi then bared his chest and he showed the chest. He saw Narasimha Deva and accepted Kasi's story, and he fell on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. Can you see? So this is the real one, what happened. So, and then, of course, the story goes in a very detailed one, and they allowed, basically they allowed all these gurus to chant and do the Sankirtana movement. Whatever is happening now, how many of us can become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How many of us can become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, even the 10%, 5% is all like Krishna's avatar incarnation. So when he came and when he said, no, stand up, come on, you do it. So, that somebody has to come like that. Right now also all these things are happening everywhere and wherever it should not be happening. So, but still, we are very fortunate that in the Kali Yuga, this chanting, Sankirtana, is the best thing, and we don't have to do all those yajnas. So that has begun already. Okay, so we don't have to really worry about it. We can change only few people. That itself is the best thing to do. So one more story which really appealed to me was, when Narada went, that is this for the strong faith. He went, he always goes to Narayana, okay? He goes and talks to Krishna, he goes and then he talks about, okay, what he says, people are asking, one Brahmana is requesting him, inquire from Lord Narayana that when will he go back to Godhead? And even a cobbler made the same request. So when he went to Narayana and he asked him, so two devotees would like to come back home. Narayana said cobbler would promptly go back home, but the Brahmin had more lives to do. So Narada was surprised and asked why. Narayana said, go and tell the cobbler and Brahmin that Lord Narayana was threading an elephant through an eye of a needle and see how they react. You understand? So in the needle, there is a small hole. And so go and tell them that Narayana was threading the needle with the elephant. So Narada did as told, and the Brahmin barked and story said, bah, it's impossible. He just took it very casual. But cobbler fell into ecstasy upon hearing the story, saying, my Lord can do anything. What does it mean? What does it mean? Just imagine the faith, my Lord can do anything and everything because he's so powerful. He has all the opulences. He can do anything. That is so what is it? The story clearly says chanting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's and that Chand Kashi, and that Nrsimha or Nrsimha like can descend to save the bhaktas. Okay. Then the second part, what in Narada, Brahmana, and cobbler story, what you're seeing is we can make sure that if we have faith, he is with us. Okay, liberation is possible. Okay. I'm sure you all must be doing your chanting at least one round and join the level 2. And then the third one is make sure that you fill in the voluntary services form, whatever you are able to do, IT or, chanting, anything that you would be getting associated. So those things, Pradesh Prabhu, any announcement you have? From the temple side, anything that you would like to tell the devotees? Quizzes and all, I hope you're all doing, right? So I'll stop here. If you don't have any question, we will be continuously doing it. And we just have 17th and 18th chapter. Do not miss, do not leave. We will continue this journey. It's very, very important. Don't get down from the running train, okay? You've already started the journey and you're all with us, and it's very, very important. So be with us, okay? Hey Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasavadi Gauravakta Vranda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Srijita Mataji, Hare Krishna, Rupa Manjari Mataji. Thank you so much. I'll end the session here. Okay. Thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat Praman Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.